tax rates. Now this is the most important thing because you should remember these rates for sure, tax rates. Now guys, there were two things. In the year 2023, Nirmala Madam, 22-23 actually, Nirmala Madam said there is something called as new tax regime. So she created something fresh in 2022, new tax regime. And then we had the old tax regime. New tax regime and then old tax regime. Old tax regime we'll discuss, then new tax regime, which means she gave a choice to you. You either choose old tax regime or you choose the new tax regime. If you choose the old tax regime, you will get some benefits, you will not get some benefits. If you choose the new tax regime, you will get some benefits, you will not get some benefits. You compute under both the things. You compute under both the things. Then you choose whichever is better for you. You choose whichever is better for you. She created a new section. You need to remember the section. While studying only, it will automatically come. Section 115 BAC. 115 BAC. New tax regime. So old tax regime, certain exemptions, etc. New tax regime, certain exemptions, etc. She is telling you, you calculate both. Old regime, new regime, both you calculate. Then whatever you feel is correct, whatever you feel is better, you pay. What would be better, obviously? Whichever is, wherever the tax is less. Wherever the benefits are more, it's good for you. So you can do both. Now, my question to you is, in the exam, if nothing is given, that is one problem. What to follow? Old or new? In the exam, nothing is given, whether it's old or new. What to do? In 2023 budget speech, I'll show you a little later, Nirmala aunty told one dialogue. That is that Finance Act 2023, 1 year ago. She told one dialogue, one simple dialogue. She said, from now onwards, the new tax regime will be the default regime. Full change. Whatever you said was correct. Old was till 2023. From 2023, in the budget speech, one dialogue she told that the new tax regime will be the default regime. So what should you follow? Default. In the exam, if question is silent, you should choose the default tax regime. In the exam, if question is not silent, in the question only we will tell. The SSC decided not to, the SSC decided to opt for old regime. Then you should do the old regime. So this is one main thing that we have to understand. Once you understand the basics, then it's fine. So new tax regime is the default regime, which means follow this if question is silent. For example, let's see the question paper. Generally they'll give. See, Mr. Suraj, okay, let's see here. See. I'll show. Every question will have, don't worry. See here. 15 marks question now. Compute total income and tax payable by under default regime and optional tax regime. Both you have to do and decide which is advantageous. Which means, should you know both? Yes. Next question we'll see. See. Determine the residential status of Mr. Madan and compute gross total income of Mr. Madan for assessment year 24-25, the last year question. Assuming he opted out of default taxes, which means which regime they are asking? Old or new? Old. They are telling you have opted out of the default. Are you understanding? He has opted out of the default. If you have opted out of default means what? You are following the old. What is the default regime? New regime. See, this is why it is important. If you have opted out of default regime, which means you are following which regime? Old regime. Are you understanding, guys? See, the questions are all based on that. That's why I am telling. Next question. Every question will have. Calculation questions will have. See here. Again, see, you are required to compute the taxable salary assuming that he has opted out of the default tax regime under 115 BAC. Means old or new? Old. Even though the new regime has come, question paper fellow still wants old only. That's why he is asking old. First question they told, solve both. Second question they said, old regime. This question, old regime. Next we'll see. See, again, Mr. Raj exercised the option of shifting out of default regime. Means what? Old regime. So even though new regime has come, which one is more important from examination? Old. But both they'll ask, guys. You should not ignore anything. Both they are asking. Even when we solve also, we'll solve old also, new. Both will solve, okay? Then again you see. See here. Now see, nice. Compute total income of Suraj, Mrs. Megha, Mr. Dev for assessment here, assuming Mr. Suraj has decided to pay under default regime. So for Mr. Suraj, new regime. Whereas Megha and Dev are opted out of the default regime. Means for Megha and Dev, old regime. Are you understanding? They are asked everything. So what is the new regime? That is the default regime. What is 115 BAC? New regime. What is that? Default regime. In the question exam they will give. Assume the question is silent. Then new regime. New regime. Always new regime. Default regime. So wherever, that's it. Section A, wherever there were computation of income questions, everywhere they will give in the question. So a note that you need to understand is, follow this if the question is silent. If the question says he has opted out of default regime, so write down here. If question says opted out of default regime, then calculate as per old or new? Old or new? Old regime. That's all. If question, this is first one. Follow if this if the question is silent. Second one, if the question says opted out of default regime. If question says opted out of default regime, what will you follow? Old regime. If question says opted out of default regime, what will you follow? Old regime. So now we need to study both old and new. If you see my book, I have given a separate chapter also on new regime. See here. Here you see. 1.1 to 1.16 is old regime. Default tax regime 1.17 to 1.21 is the new regime. Don't worry, we'll do everything. We'll come to all these things in a while. I'm directly going to tax rates here. Page number 1.6. See, for your benefit now, I have explained a lot in 1.17 that you leave. Only the rates if you want to know. 1.6 page number, rates of tax is given, no? Did you get it? Rates of tax. This will be the old regime. I'll make you write, don't worry, old regime. When we write only, we'll understand that properly. Then you see 1.7. I have given the amended new regime. Got it, guys? 1.7. Everybody got this? 1.7. This is the amended new regime. Anti-amended in 24 also. All these are new points. This is an amended version. If you see institute study material, some other figures will be there. Don't see institute study material. This is a fresh amended. They will take forever to change the institute material. Forget it. This is the amended one. Applicable for which exam? Your exam. This was changed couple of months ago only. Right? Very, very important. She changed some amounts here. We'll see that. Leave that. One by one, let's write down, guys. Let's write, only then we'll understand. Let's write together. Come. So, first, old regime. Old regime. When we write down, no, nicely we will understand. Together with me only, you write. No problem. So, first one. Sir, it's already there in the notes. Why we should write? I told you, whatever you're writing is running notes. That running notes is like a revision material one day before the exam. This is the rank holder strategy. I am following that. I was never a rank holder. I believe even if you just pass also a rank holder. Correct, no? Last rank. A rank is so awesome that institute will not project our rank. But we are rank holders. So it's fine. So, but I have spoken to 40, 50 rank holders, all abnormal fellows. I have spoken to them and taken the best part of the thing so that it will become easy. So they said why we got a rank was we were able to revise everything one day before the exam. I said, how did you do it? Chinmay sir only said, I have prepared running notes, all the important pointers. So they prepared 3 to 4 running notes. First is whatever you are writing, 200 pages. From them they'll make it 100 pages. From there they'll make shortcuts and make it 50 pages. That mental level around, let's not go. Let's stick to 200 pages. Enough. That much only will study enough. The 100 pages, 50 pages, abnormal fellows do that. You are not abnormal, I hope. Even if you are abnormal, it's okay. You do it on your own. I am not going to do 100 pages, 50 pages, 25 pages. That's up to you. We'll make 200 pages where you can flip. And constantly if you keep on revising, no, you can flip it. Then you can study from the material, my material when you're revising at home. When you're revising, one round of study has to be done. So for example, till here we have done, no, we have done here till today. When you go home, so from this 1.1 to 1.6, one time you study, that's all. Go through each and every line, each and every point, one time. That's it. And if you want any addition to be made in your material, in your written notes, you make. After that, for revision, what will you use? Only your handwritten notes. Your handwritten notes will be your savior, always. Only if you have some doubt, refer the textbook. Otherwise, handwritten notes. God, that's why I am making you write. That's the logic. Why am I making you write? Sir, it's already there. No, why will I make you write? We should write everything. All the important points should be written in your running notes. So basically, income tax material is your handwritten material. My material is an additional material only for doubt clarification and for one-time studying. You should study this for sure, one time. After that, it's only your material. Understood, guys? Understood the methodology? You will definitely get good marks, trust me. So many of my students have scored 70, 75 and all in the tax paper. Of course, it's combination of DT and IDT, but they have done really well. It's because you need to follow this blindly. And we'll write down all the important points in one place. Remaining you can do, of course, you can check the notes and all those things. Let's write down, guys. Old regime. First one, in case of individual / HUF / AOP / BOI / AJP, artificial juridical person. In case of individual / HUF / AOP, AOP means association of person. BOI, body of, boy and all don't, boy, girl and all don't tell. BOI is what? Body of individuals. Then AJP, artificial juridical person. Artificial juridical person. Artificial juridical person. So point number A in that, same. This is for resident or non-resident, both. Resident or non-resident. Residential status later we'll see. Resident, non-resident. Total income. Total income, then rate. So guys, first one, up to 2.5 lakhs, nil. Total income. What is total income, guys? When you compute 5 years of income, GTI. GTI minus deductions. Then whatever you get, no, that is called total income. Total income is also called net taxable income. That net taxable income, if it is up to 2.5 lakhs, means what? Less than or equal to 2.5 lakhs. Less than or equal to 2.5 lakhs. What is the tax rate? Nil. So guys, I will say this is called as the BEL. BEL means what? Basic exemption limit. So tomorrow when I ask you what is the BEL, that is called basic exemption limit. How much? 2.5 lakhs. Next, greater than 2.5 lakh up to 5 lakh. Greater than 2.5 lakh up to 5 lakh is how much, guys? 5%. 5%. Third, greater than 5 lakh up to 10 lakh. We'll solve problems, but we'll just write down this. Up to 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 20%. Greater than 5 lakh up to 10 lakh, 20%. Same stuff, whatever is given here, that only we are writing down, that's all. Fourth one, greater than 10 lakh rupees, it will be 30%. Once we write down everything, then we'll solve a problem to understand. This is which regime? Old regime, new regime? Old regime. Resident or non-resident, total income up to 2.5 lakhs, nil. 2.5 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. Did you understand? Yes. So this is called as the slab rate. We'll solve a problem, don't worry. Just write down. So 5%, 20%, you have to remember this. Tomorrow night, if I call you at 1 a.m. and tell me, ask you to tell me the old regime rates, you should tell me. Right? So up to 2.5 lakhs, nil. 2.5 to 5, 5%. 5 to 10, 20%. And above 10 lakh, 30%. Simple. This is for resident or non-resident. Resident, both. Now, point number B. Write down, same only, resident senior citizen. Resident, see, this one is for all, guys. This is all, general point. That is individual HF, AOP, BOI, AJP, this is the rate. But if it is a resident senior citizen, which means what? Individual only, no? Yes or no? Can a firm be a senior citizen? No. Can a company be senior citizen? No. Can a HF be senior citizen? No. It's only purely whom? Individual. Who's a senior citizen? 60 years. Greater than or equal to 60 years. So point number B is for resident Tata, yes or no? Resident Tata, Ajji, correct. So this is resident senior citizen. Same, total income, then rate. What is the previous one, guys? 2.5 lakh. Here, up to 3 lakhs. 50,000 extra benefit, that's all. Up to 3 lakh, nil. Greater than 3 lakh. Up to 5 lakh, 5%. There is no change. Other things are same only. Greater than 5 lakh up to 10 lakh. How much? 20%. Greater than 10 lakh, 30%. Absolutely no change. Only 2.5 lakh is increased to 3 lakh. That's all. 2.5 lakh is increased to 3 lakh. So if you understand the first one, up to 2.5, 2.5 to 5, 5 to 10, above 10 is the same as up to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, above 10. 50,000 extra benefit for senior citizen. The previous one was for everybody. Individual, HF, AOP, BOI, everyone. Because they cannot have senior citizens there. Which means, can I say less than 60 will come under this? Yes, individual. For individual, less than 60 will come under 2.5 lakh category. Above 60 will come under up to 3 lakh basic exemption limit. Then point number C. Resident individual only. Super senior citizen. Super senior means what? 80 years. Indian part 4. Dabba movie part 2. Yes. Individual, how much? Greater than or equal to 60 years. This fellow is Super Tata. What is Super Tata? More than or equal to 80 years. For this fellow, Nirmala auntie has little bit, she told, okay, let us not eat so much money. We have already eaten so many years, so no problem. Anyway, he is living on bonus years now, but still we will take tax. How much? Up to, this is guarantee boyfriend calling. Now, up to, darling, I will come later. Yes, up to 5 lakh is how much? Nil. This stupid fellow is taking class. Yes. Up to 5 lakh is what? Nil. Up to 5 lakh, nil. What is the basic exemption limit? 5 lakh. So 5% seen only will not come. Why? 5 lakh, up to 5 lakh fully, no tax only, nil. Next, greater than 5 lakh up to 10 lakh. Is it 5% or directly 20%? 20%, that's all. Greater than 10 lakh, 30%. So as you can see, this point number 2 and 3 will never change. Or rather, the last 2 points will never change, basically. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, more than 10 lakh, rate also will not change, nothing will change. This is the deal, guys. Now, if you have a senior citizen, they'll ask in the exam, 63-year-old senior citizen living in USA, what is his basic exemption limit? 63-year-old senior citizen but living in USA, 2.5 lakh or 3 lakh? No, in the sense he's basically, he was living in USA, but he's also come to India also. He's not yet a resident. What do you think? It will come under 2.5 lakh. Why? He's a non-resident senior citizen. He's a non-resident senior citizen. Guys, if you are an Indian resident, everything is taxable. If you are a non-resident, some income is taxable. For example, you are a non-resident senior citizen, 65 years living in USA. But you are getting rental income from 4 homes in India. Will it be taxed in India or USA? India, no? Yes or no? You are earning the money here, it's not going there. You are a non-resident senior citizen in USA, but you are earning some 10 lakh rupees per month from all the properties in India. So, Nirmala madam will take tax or Donald Trump? Or both will fight? That we'll see later, but definitely Nirmala madam will take tax, will want a tax. So now tell me, if you are that non-resident senior citizen living in USA, but money is coming from India, from 4 homes, will be taxed in India, but what is the exemption limit? 2.5 or 3 lakh? 2.5. Why? Because B and C is only for resident senior citizen. So write down the next point. Senior citizen, I'll dictate. Senior citizen slash super senior citizen. Senior citizen slash super senior citizen who is a non-resident, will be taxed under A, B or C. Yes, will be taxed under A. Will be taxed under A. Will be taxed under A. Understood? Will be taxed under A. Next, write down. Did you understand, guys? What's the rate now? Tell me. Up to 2.5 lakh for normal fellows. For you, what is the rate? Old regime. Up to 2.5 lakh, nil. 2.5 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 to 10 lakh, 20. More than 10, 30%. But if the same, once you turn 60 plus, then up to 3 lakh, nil. Yeah, then if it's more than 80, up to 5 lakh it is nil. Up to 5 lakh it is nil. Understood? This is the normal old regime. Next we'll write down the rates for the new regime. New regime is also called as default regime. Default regime. When we solve problems, we'll solve for both, don't worry. Default regime. Section 115 BAC. Very, very new section it is. Section 115 BAC. So this is the amended one. Not this, sorry, here I have written down. This is the old one. Here you see rates for assessment year 25-26. This is the most important. I have given you clearly in purple, which means amendment. Purple are the amendments. This I just gave for your reference. You can ignore. I have given you the new rates. These are the new rates. We'll write down up to 3 lakh. So guys, this also is for whom? Individual. Write down here only. It is for individual, AOP, BOI, firm, artificial juridical person. Up to 3 lakh rate is nil. Basic exemption limit 3 lakh. So rather than having some 3-4 slabs, Nirmala madam has, if you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slabs. 3 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 lakh to 12 lakh, 12 to 15 and above 15. You have to unfortunately remember this. 3-4 times you keep on repeating, and when we're solving problems, you'll automatically remember. Sir, why 3 to 7? Why not 3 to 6 and a half? That and all don't ask. There is the rate. She keeps on changing every year. Last year it was 3 to 6 actually, see. Last year it was easy. 3 increase. This time she went mad. I'll tell you the reason why she went mad. Actually she is not mad. She is correct only. There's a reason for it. So up to 3, then 3 to 7, 7 to 10. Here 3 different, and suddenly 10 to 12. Here only 2 lakhs. Everything is 3. Correct? So here it is actually 4 lakhs. There's a reason for it. Later I'll discuss. Don't worry. Anyway, let's write down. Up to 3 lakh, nil. Next, greater than 3 lakh, up to 7 lakh. 5%. That's all. 5%. Greater than 7 lakh, up to 10 lakh. 10%. Greater than 10 lakh, up to 12 lakh. 15%. greater than 12 lakh up to 15 lakh, 20%. Above 20 lakh, sorry, above 15 lakh, sorry, my bad, above 15 lakh, 30%. Oh, this is the new regime. You have to split that entire amount into these up to 3, 3 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 15, 15 to above 15. So we'll just try to calculate one problem now. Give me one random figure above, 15 lakhs. Some random, that's a total income. Example we'll write down. Example. 24 lakhs we'll take. Okay. So total income of a 35-year-old guy is how much? 24 lakhs. Total income means after doing all the deductions. Now, they have asked you both under the old regime and the new regime. Right? 24 lakhs is earning. Tell me guys. Let's do old regime. How much is he earning? 24 lakhs. Right, let's do first one. Up to 2.5 lakh, nil. Next, 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. What's the difference between 2.5 and 5 lakh? 2.5 lakh. What rate? 5%. How much is it, guys? 2.5 lakh into 5%. Please bring your calculator and all. 12,500. Everybody with me? 12,500. This is the beauty of slab rate. Up to 2.5 lakh, in the 24 lakh rupees, up to 2.5 lakh, no need to pay tax. Then from 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, how much he has to pay tax? 12,500. Third one, from 5 lakh to 10 lakh, how much he has to pay tax? What rate? 10, 20 or 10? 20% or 10%? 20%. Now tell me. Guys, I am doing this only. See here. 35-year-old fellow means A, B or C? A. Up to 2.5 lakh, nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, how much is getting? 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh. What's the difference between 5 lakh and 10 lakh? 5 lakh. For that 5 lakh, 20% is getting. 5 lakh into 20%. How much? How much? 1 lakh. Correct now? Yes. Fourth one. Greater than 10 lakh, it is at 30%. Tell me now, from 10 lakh to more than 10 lakh, what is his salary? 24 lakh. So what amount exceeds 10 lakh? Yes, so 24 lakh minus 10 lakh. 14 lakh he has to pay tax at 30%. How much, guys? 14 lakh into 30%. 4 lakh? How much? 12. 20. 4 lakhs are your number. 420. 4 lakh 20,000. 4 lakh 20,000 on that he has to pay. I mean, tax he has to pay this much amount. Now tell me. Add everything. 5 lakh 32,500. I am not taking other things. There is something called surcharge. There is something called Cess. Let's ignore everything for that. Let's ignore everything. Just to show this, that's all. 5 lakh 32,500 he has to pay under the old regime. Same we'll do under the new regime now. Did you understand this? Yes. Now new regime. Assume the question is silent. What you will do? New regime. Next is new regime. Here only I will write. Everybody with me, did you understand the calculation, all of you? Yes or no? This is the old regime, right? You should do like this only. 0 to up to 2.5 lakh, nil. 2.5 to 5 lakh, within bracket, 2.5 lakh into 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 5 lakh into 20%, then more than 10 lakh, that is 24 lakh minus 10 lakh into 30%. 5 lakh 32,500. Next, new regime. Tell me guys, up to 3 lakh, nil. 3 lakh to 7 lakh. What rate? So for that 4 lakh rupees into how much? 20,000. Everyone with me? 3 lakh to 7 lakh is what the difference? 4 lakh. For 4 lakh, what's the rate? 5%. Third, 7 lakh to 10 lakh. 7 lakh to 10 lakh, how much? For 3 lakhs, what is the rate? 10%. 30,000. Fourth one. Next 10 lakh to 12 lakh. 10 lakh to 12 lakh. For 2 lakh, how much? 2 lakh into what percent? 15. What is the rate? What's the amount? How much? 30,000. Next, we have what? 12 to 15. Yes or no? 12 lakh to 15 lakh. For 3 lakh amount, what's the percentage? 20. What's the amount? 60,000. And now balance. More than 15 lakh at 30%. That is how much, guys? 24 lakh minus 15 lakh into 30%. How much? 9 lakh into, everybody with me? 9 lakh into 30% is how much? 2 lakh 70,000. Now you please add 4 lakh 10,000. Using normal common sense, what should you opt for? New or old? Assuming everything else is constant. Assuming everything else is constant, assuming the other things, other discussion we still haven't had only. I told you, in old tax regime you will get some benefit. In new tax regime you will not get benefit, some things. Assume everything is constant, ignoring everything. Plain reading of these two, what will you follow? Old or new? Obviously, new regime. New regime is the default tax regime. Understood? So I will follow 4 lakh 10,000 rupees, whichever is less only. No, why will I pay more to Nirmala aunty? Correct? So I will pay 4 lakh 10,000. By breaking it down into smaller amounts like this and increasing the rate by 555%, I am ending up paying less tax. Correct? I am ending up paying less tax. Now the beauty about this is, in this question he was 35-year-old. What if he was 85-year-old? Will right side remain the same or it will change? New regime will remain the same or it will change? New regime will remain the same or it will change? Same. So guys, the beauty here is, here write down now, same rate for here only you can write, same rate for resident or non-resident, senior citizen, super senior citizen. I don't care, everybody same rate. Same rate, no change. Under which regime? New regime. Old regime? Change. Now tell me, in the old regime, for the same question, if instead of 35 years it was 85 years, then only left hand column will change. So if you write down next one, in the above example, if SSE was 85-year-old, tax under new regime, no change, which is 4 lakh 10,000 rupees only. New regime, sorry, old regime, how much? Old regime. Up to 5 lakh, nil. 5 lakh to 10 lakh. 5 lakh into 20%. Greater than 10 lakh. That is 14 lakh into 30%. Answer? How much here? 4 lakh 20,000. Overall 5 lakh 20. Still, which is better? New regime. Even if you are an 85-year-old fellow, which is better? New regime. As per this, new regime is better. Understood, guys? Everyone? Understood this? So, the resident, non-senior citizen, etc. will come where? Which provision it will come? It will come under the old regime. New regime, everything is the same. Up to 3 lakh, nil. Next 3 lakh to 7, how much? 5%. 7 to 10, how much? 10%. 10 to 12, 15%. 12 to 15, 20%. Beyond 15, 30%. This is called as the slab rate. Same income, you should divide into various slabs and then tax. It's not that, oh, he's earning 24 lakh. 24 lakh into 30%. No. It is, for individuals, it is always slabs. For company, it is different. For individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, it's always slab rate. So, for example, in the question paper, no, you will actually, you should compute everything. So, you will compute everything, whatever they have given, and the total income that you get, then you should do this slab rate. They would have given many adjustments to arrive at the total income. I gave directly total income to be 24 lakhs. To arrive at the 24 lakhs, full problem they will give. And after 24 lakhs you arrive at, you should segregate it into new regime, old regime, and tell which is more beneficial. Slow and steady, schoolly will study, okay? So this is, everyone understood the rates, guys? Yes or no? I can't hear you. Yes or no? Awesome, guys, awesome. So now, one small point I want to tell you. Now tell me again, what is our previous year, guys? What is our previous year? Previous year is 24-25. Assessment year is 25-26. 25-26. Now, my birthday, let's say one person's birthday is on 1st April 1965. Birthday is on 1st April 1965. Some fellow's birthday is on 1st April 1965. When does he turn 60 years? When does he, when is his 60th birthday? His 60th birthday will be 1st April 25. 1st April 25. You are the audit, I mean, you are doing his taxes for previous year 24-25. For previous year 24-25 is 59 years or 60 years? It's very clear, no? For previous year 24-25, is he 59 years or 60 years? 59 years. If his birthday was on 31st March 2025, are you understanding, guys? Let's say we are only talking about the old regime. Forget about new regime. Because in new regime, whether you are resident, non-resident, whether you are 60, 70, 80, 90, same rate. Now I am talking about the old regime. In old regime, if my birthday were to be 1st April 1965, 60th birthday will be 1st April 2025. But for my previous year that I am taking in my examination, I will be 59 years for sure. But I will not be 59 years as on 31st March. What is my previous year? 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. I will have to assess my income considering this date only, all that income that I have earned. As on that day, I would have been 59 years, 365 days, because 24 is a leap year. Year will be 366, no? Only when I complete 366 days, unfortunately, only then, what? I will be 60 years. Just miss. Now the question is, for my year 24-25, will I get the benefit of 60 years or no benefit? Will I get the benefit or no benefit? What do you think? Are you understanding? Actually standing on 31st March 25, have I turned 60? No. When will I get the benefit? Only when I turn 60, that is next day. Which means for next year will I get the benefit? Yes. This year? No. There were actual problems like this. People who were born on 1/4, they went and cried in front of Nirmala aunty, saying that how much benefit you will get? 50,000 benefit. No. But what is the tax benefit that you are getting? What is the tax benefit? 2.5 lakh nil. Otherwise, up to 3 lakh nil. What's the tax saving on 50,000? 5% tax. Correct? 2,500 rupees. Whatever. That's a tax saving. Ultimately, tax saving. That's what we are talking about. They went and told, one day, just because of one day, you are not giving me the benefit. I know next year you will give me benefit. Give me this year also, no? Issue went to court, imagine. Now you decide, guys, according to court, 60th birthday is on 1st April or 31st March? Court decided, what do you mean by 60th birthday? Is it on 1st April or 31st March? One day before. That was the question. What do you, according to you, what do you think? 60th birthday, when is your birthday? One of you tell your birthdays. January 8th. So is your birthday on January 8th or January 7th? 8th, no. That's correct. This went to court, but they said, sir, there are so many Indians who have their birthdays on 1st April. So for them, please do something about it. Where I am completing that 60th year, please take it at 31st March. It's a request. What do you think? What happened? Is it 31st March or 1st April only? 1st April or 31st March? So guys, there was a benefit given by Nirmala madam. Whatever you are telling is correct only. Birthday will always be on 1st April only. But for tax purposes, benefit was given. If your birthday was on 1st April, take it to be 31st March. For tax purposes only. If your birthday is on 1st April, take it as 31st March for tax purposes. Which means for the previous year 24-25 itself, can you get the benefit? Yes. Can you get the benefit of 60 years? Yes, you can. Definitely yes. So please write down, guys. Note. Write down the note. Note. If any individual, note, I am dictating, note, if any individual is celebrating his, 60th birthday, 60th/80th also I have to see, no? If any individual is celebrating his 60th/80th birthday on 1/4/2025, on 1/4/2025, comma, it is treated that he has completed, age of 60/80. Age of 60/80. On 31st March 25. On 31st March 25. On 31st March 25. And he is eligible for higher basic exemption. Is eligible for higher basic exemption. Is eligible for higher basic exemption. Basic exemption for previous year 24-25. For previous year 24-25. For previous year 24-25. For previous year 24-25. So for example guys, what will be your date of birth? If your date of birth of that fellow is 1st April 1965. 1st April 1965, or it could be 1st April 1945. Then basic exemption limit for the year 24-25. Basic exemption limit for the year 24-25 will be how much? Tell me. Actually, what is his birthday? 1st April 25. But as per law, birthday is on 31st March 25. So what is the basic exemption limit for 24-25? It will be 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. Completed 60 years on 31st March 2025 only, as per the relaxation given by CBDT. His birthday is 1st April only. But CBDT is telling, okay bro, 1 day before, no problem. That 1 extra year benefit you will get, that's all. Nothing else. Okay, shouldn't get confused. If it is a 1445, 5 lakhs. Completed 80 years on 31st March 2025. On 31st March 2025. Most important point is what? This is only under old regime or new regime? Old regime. New regime, I don't care. For everybody, it's the same rate. Correct? It is only for old regime. Because we know, new regime, no tension. Everything same. Everything, it's the same. Guys, this is the basic exemption limit for everybody. Above 15 lakhs. That is for what? In the new regime, what is the limit above? Here, sorry. In the new regime, it is above 15 lakh, 30%. Then for other than, for old regime, it is above 10 lakh. Let's say your salary is 20 lakhs. How much you will pay? Same amount. Virat Kohli's salary is 1000 crore. He'll also pay that much only, or should I charge something extra for the super rich? Should I charge extra for the super rich? Tax rate will be the same, but I am going to charge something called tax on tax. That is called surcharge. So surcharge is what? Tax on tax. Because you are earning so much, 1000 crore, little bit extra I'll charge. This is a tax on the tax. It's not tax. It is a tax on the tax. So if your tax amount is, let's say, 5 crore, since your income is 1000 crore, On that 5 crore, something extra I will charge, some percentage. That is called surcharge. So all people are equal when it comes to tax. If I make different tax rates for different people, then it is cheating. For everybody, it's the same tax rate. But for the ultra rich, I am charging something called surcharge. Right? So for the ultra rich guys, surcharge is leviable. So if you see, we still have to discuss all this. I'm not going to do it now. We'll do it later. But only the tax rates we are discussing properly. On all the to get this basic exemption limit, there are other provisions. All that we'll not discuss. You'll not understand anything. Later we'll see all that. Don't worry. So coming back, guys, see what part did we not discuss yet? We have not discussed the in that SSC some extra points are there, not yet discussed. Right, and coming here in page number 1.4, there's a concept of average tax not yet discussed, because all that should come later. But when you are revising now, when you are studying, everything will fall in place, don't worry. This also, we have done previous year assessment here. This we did little bit. This special case not yet done, we'll do it. And then directly we went to tax rates. Right, and this also we have not discussed, because these are the conditions which we'll have to see later. For that you need some knowledge of other things. We'll come to that later. Right, and see, come to page number 1.9, surcharge. Since we are doing the basics, I am only doing the basic concepts. Other points we will slowly cover, don't worry. Okay, that's why I am showing you the notes also, wherever the notes is. That's why what is most important is your written notes. Written notes will do a proper sequence. Then whenever you revise my notes, it will be very, very easy for you. Okay, surcharge. Surcharge is for what, guys? It is for the ultra rich. It is for the this and all we will leave now. We'll just write down up to what all amount surcharge will be charged. So let's write down surcharge. Surcharge is a tax on tax. So next point, surcharge. It is extra tax for ultra rich. And again, I am only talking about individuals. Right, so if you see this one, same individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. It is there for company also, we'll see later. Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, BJP, Congress. Yes, so all these things. So guys, first one, it is 10% of tax. Tax on tax. 10% on the tax. If tax is 1 crore, what is 10% on 1 crore? 10 lakhs. Tax on tax it is. 10% of tax if total income is greater than 50 lakh but up to 1 CR. Ultra rich fellow, when he does that income tax minus gross total income, whatever balance left, total income, if it is in between 50 lakh and 1 crore, you will have to compute that full tax normally only. After that, tax on tax, how much? Let's say the tax comes to around 25 lakhs. 10% surcharge, 10% on 25 lakhs, that is 2.5 lakhs. It's a tax on tax. Okay, that's one. Second one, 15% of tax if total income is greater than 1 crore but up to 2 crore. Third, 25% of tax if total income is greater than 2 crore up to 5 crore. Fourth one, 37% of tax if total income is greater than 5 crore. So for Virat Kohli, whatever tax he'll be paying, on that extra he has to pay how much? 37%. 37%. Is this a slab rate? No, no slab rate. If your total income is 7 crore, let's say total income is 3 crore, you will compute the tax normally as per the slab rates. What will be the surcharge you will charge? 25% direct. Why? Because your income is in between 2 crore and 5 crore. Don't do slab rate here, 50 lakh to 1 crore, 10%. No. Are you understanding, guys? Please note, no slab rate system. No slab rate. This is just tax on tax, no slab rate. So if your income is 3 crore and you are paying a tax of 30 lakhs, what will be your surcharge? 25% on 30 lakhs, that's it. You cannot do 50 lakh to 1 crore, 10% of tax. No, this is not a slab rate, direct. This is direct. You just have to see your total income. Virat Kohli's total income 1000 crore. He'll pay, let's say, 25 crore tax plus 37% of 25 crore. That also he has to pay. Why? Because his income is way beyond 5 crore. Did you understand, guys? This is called surcharge. But one very, very interesting change in this, only in point number 4. This one, 37% will be 25% in the new regime. One more benefit of new regime. Everything else remains the same, but that 37% will become 25% in the new regime. Which means if I opt for the old regime and my income is 6 crore, how much surcharge I should pay? 37%. If my income is 6 crore and I opt for the new regime, how much surcharge I should pay? 25%. So I can close my eyes and say better to follow the new regime if my income is more than 5 crore. Because there's a huge difference between 37% and 25%. That is 12% of the tax. That's a lot of saving. And if your tax is some 40 lakhs, 12% will be minimum 5 lakhs. So what is better? What is better? New regime. Right? So that's why Nirmala madam made the new regime the default regime. This new regime, old regime came in 2021 only. Slowly she allowed people to settle. She said old regime only is the default regime. If you want new, you can shift to new. In 23 she put one bomb saying from now, new regime is which regime? Default regime. That's all. Default regime is the new regime. This year she made changes to new regime. 3 lakh to 7 lakh she made and all those things. I can assure you 1 or 2 years later, old regime will be deleted. That old 100%, mark my words, this will be deleted. This entire thing we did know, deleted. She's already given a hint. I am making income tax very easy in the next few months and all, she's told. In that one main change only, this will be deleted. Which means if you see the questions also, they are asking old or new? Old. Why? Because it's anyway going. Institute has a sadistic mindset. If anything is going, that only they'll ask. It's true. So, sadistic fellows they are. It's going means, we'll ask that only. Next time I cannot ask that. Now only we'll ask. Right? So, mark my words. Going in the future, because it doesn't make sense, guys. Three people, nothing. Just pay one and close it. No. This will be the final thing going forward. So first she made two things and told you choose. Slowly she told new one only you should follow. In 2 years she'll tell no, there is only new one, old one gone. I am removing. You see, mark my words. It will go. In 1 or 2 years it will go. But anyway, until it's there we have to die. We have to do both old scheme, new scheme, comparison, everything we have to do. But anyway, so you understood guys. So this is, see here so many benefits also she is giving. 37% she made 25%. They are asking everybody to shift to the new. Once everybody shifts to the new, automatically she'll delete old, because keeping old is of no use. Nobody will follow that anyway. That's the strategy, 100%. Mark my words, okay? So it will become what? 25%. It's already become now 25%. That's it. This is the surcharge. Surcharge is tax on tax for the ultra rich fellows. Then for everybody, after everything is there, no, final amount that comes, you will charge something called health and education cess. So basically cess is also like an additional tax only, but for specific purpose, health and education. This was introduced by Lungi man. You know Lungi man? Chidambaram. He was a finance minister, P. Chidambaram, from Congress. He was a very brilliant lawyer, and he did many scams also. Correct? All your Spectrum scam, all those ING media scam. He was in jail for a few months. Again, he came back as finance minister. Very brilliant man, but from Harvard, is educated from Harvard University. Brilliant guy. Always wearing white. White shirt, white lungi. That's it, always. There's no other, I've never seen him in any other dress. Wherever he goes, always the same. P. Chidambaram, brilliant finance minister. Very, very brainy guy. So that guy, a lawyer. That guy added this, what? Health and education cess. Saying that, okay, you are paying tax and all that, but little bit for our health and education of their country and all, we will have some extra money we will take. How much will it be, guys? 4%. This will be on the tax amount. It includes the surcharge also. So what will you compute first? Heads of income. Then what will you get? Gross total income. Less deductions. Total income. Then tax. Then tax on tax, surcharge. Tax plus tax on tax will be total tax. Plus cess 4%. That will become my final tax amount. That will become my final tax amount. Final tax amount will be, let's say, 5 lakh rupees, 42,511. 511 will be rounded off to 510 or 515 or 520. Let's say after doing everything, just simple example, my final tax amount is 5,11,511 rupees. Nirmala aunty will give 1 rupee discount, or she'll add 9 rupees and pay. Or nearest 515 you pay. This is called rounding off. Rounding off nearest 10, nearest 100. What is the nearest 10? 510 or 520? 510. Yes, guys. So it is always nearest 10. 1 rupee discount by Nirmala aunty. Yes, very nice. Yeah. So 511 will become what? What is the nearest 10? 510. But it's 515 and above. 520. Then it is 520. So you should always round off. What will be rounded off, guys? Not just the tax, also the total income. Total income also first you should round off. Tax also you should round off. So two types of rounding off will come. You will do heads of income, GTI, minus deduction, TI. That TI, if it's some random number, you should round it off to the nearest 10. Then you compute tax, then you compute surcharge, then you compute cess. Whatever amount come, that also you should round off to nearest 10. For this rounding off, half mark will be allotted. Nobody will do it. That's the problem. So please keep it in mind. Half mark is just half mark. Half mark is allotted for rounding off. Nobody will do it. That is, all students miss it. Please don't, you don't miss it. So what you should do first? Rounding off. Of what? Total income. Then you compute the tax. Then what you should do? Rounding off of tax. Will you remember this? Yes. While doing the problem, half mark will be allotted. Half mark for both put together, which means quarter mark, that's all. But still it's important mark. Half mark like that, addition will become 1 mark. That can be the difference between 39 and 40. I'm just saying, correct? So it matters a lot. Every mark counts. So these are some of the tips that you should keep in mind. Rounding off you should write. Rounded off to nearest 10. Total income also you should round off. So all heads of income, GTI, minus deductions, TI. Next you should write rounded off to nearest 10. Then tax calculation, surcharge calculation, cess calculation, final tax. That also rounded off to nearest 10. Both you should do like that, rounded off to the nearest 10. So right, rounding off total income to the nearest 10 and rounding off tax also to the nearest 10 you should do. Very, very simple. So surcharge, you see guys, same thing is given. This part you will not understand, you leave, later we will see that. But yeah, ultimately this part you ignore now, ignore. This you see. This part only you see. Nil, 10, 15, 25, 37. 37 star. You see double star here. Under 115 BAC new regime. Surcharge at the rate of 37 shall not be applicable. Surcharge will be restricted to all amendments are covered. Don't worry. Blindly follow the book. Okay. Everything is covered in this. So it is not 37%. How much is it? 25%. It is not 37% guys. It is just 25%. It is just 25%. Done. Cool guys. So we'll stop here because I have one more session I think apparently. Let's see. Did you understand this guys? Yes. So this is